What if the part of you that feels too much, laughs too loud, and moves too fast isn't the problem? What if she's not the version you need to fix, but the version you need to free? There's a tug of war happening inside you between the soul that wants to skip and the self that learned to stay still, between the you that wants to stop caring what people think and the you that can't stop monitoring the room. And the soul is getting tired of losing. Hey, friends, I'm Sandy Bartlett, Shamanic Practitioner, and this is Journey to Self Power Beyond People Pleasing. Today, we're talking about the tug of war between who your soul wants to be and who you've trained yourself to become. And what happens when your soul finally says, I'm done performing. Before we go deeper, I want to share a card I pulled for this episode from my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, Taming the Wind. The feather, a symbol used in clearing ceremonies and also for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment you make to your life. This is the symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence and an acknowledgement of the higher planes of existence that influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberately entering into a partnership with the Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good for all. The invitation? It's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home or your office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when taming the wind appears as a symbol, it is time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. Your soul knows exactly who she is. She's light. She's free. She skips. She laughs. She doesn't monitor the room to see if she's being too much. But somewhere along the way, you learned that being that version of yourself wasn't safe. Maybe you were told you were annoying. Maybe you were told to calm down. Maybe you learned that Bubbly wasn't credible, that Carefree wasn't professional, that too much joy made other people uncomfortable. So you calibrated. You restrained yourself. You created a subdued version that could move through the world without being too much. And that version worked. She kept you safe. She helped you fit in. She made sure you were never labeled as the problem. But your soul never stopped wanting to skip. In shamanic work, this is called soul fragmentation. A part of you split off, not because it was broken, but because it wasn't safe to stay whole. The joyful, carefree, bubbly version of you froze. She went into hiding, and the restrained, careful, calibrated version took over. And now your soul is asking, how much longer are we going to do this? Pause for a second. What part of yourself did you learn to restrain because it was too much? Name it to yourself, and then notice what comes up. In one of my Akashic record readings, my guides showed me something I wasn't expecting. They said there was a tug of war happening inside me between my soul self, the one who's childlike, carefree, bubbly, and skipping, and my human self, the one who's subdued, restrained, worried about being annoying. And they said my soul wanted to get to a place where it didn't care. Not in a reckless way, not in an I don't care about anyone way, but in a free way. in a I'm done calibrating my energy to make other people comfortable way. That hit me hard because I realized how much energy I was still spending monitoring the room, making sure I wasn't too loud, too bubbly, too enthusiastic, too much. I thought I had done the work. I thought I was free, but the tug of war was still happening. My soul wanted to skip, and my human self was still pulling her back. My guide said the root of it was people pleasing, wanting to impress people, not wanting to be too woo-woo, not wanting to be too much. And they were right. I had been so focused on being taken seriously that I forgot how to just be. The tug of war isn't between two equal versions of yourself. It's between the soul that knows who you are and the conditioning that told you it wasn't safe. The soul always wins eventually, not because it's stronger, but because it's truth. The restrained version was survival. The carefree version is who you actually are, and your soul is done waiting. If you're in the tug of war right now, if you can feel your soul pulling you toward freedom and your conditioning pulling you back toward safety, this is soul retrieval work. There's a part of you that's been waiting to skip, and she's ready to come home. I offer one-to-one shamanic sessions for women who are ready to call that part of themselves back. If that's where you are, the link to book a session is in the show notes. For Whispers of Wisdom, Marianne Williamson said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us." The version of you that wants to skip isn't too much. She's the truth, and she's been waiting for you to stop being afraid of her. What would change if you stopped monitoring the room and just let yourself be? Comment and let me know. This week, notice when you're restraining yourself, when you're pulling back your energy, when you're calibrating your enthusiasm so you don't seem like too much. You don't have to change it yet. Just notice it. Because once you see the tug of war happening, you can start choosing the side your soul is on. Your soul knows who you are, and she's done pretending to be smaller. Until next time, be true to you.